Hello, my name is Cindy Cruz, and today I am doing a presentation on one of the many female mathematicians that we know in the history of math, and it is Hypatia of Alexandria. I would think it would be interesting to do a presentation about women and their contributions towards mathematics, because we must appreciate them for their contributions as much as we appreciate the contributions that the male mathematicians that we know today, such as Euclid and Pythagoras and Ptolemy, and all those other famous male mathematicians as well. So I would like to shine a bit of spotlight to Hypatia. So let's get this presentation started. So for those who don't know who Hypatia looks like, here is a picture of her. Um, Hypatia is known to be one of the earliest women to become a famous mathematician. No one knows exactly who was the first woman to become a mathematician in the history of math per se. However, it is safe to say that Hypatia is one of the earliest women in history to contribute in mathematics and also gain fame for her works. Some say that Hypatia is possibly the first woman to leave an impact in the history of math. There has been some articles and possibly math researchers who want to focus their research on Hypatia and believe that she is the first woman to be a mathematician because of the much contribution she has made and the much recognition that she receives now. So, I would like to do a little quick biography on Hypatia. So, she was born in Alexandria, Egypt, at around 350 AD or 370 AD. Some math historians believe she was born at around 370 AD, while others say otherwise. They believe she was either 350 or in 355 AD is when she was born. So it is unclear where she was born, what exactly year she was born in. A fun fact about her location of birth is that some well-known mathematicians such as Euclid and Diophantus have also lived and studied mathematics in Alexandria, which at some point was like one of the greatest learning centers for mathematics, just like how Kerala was like a great learning center for mathematics in India. More on her bio is that her father was Theon, which is a Greek philosopher who also gained fame for his work in mathematics. And with under his instruction and guidance, while she was growing up, she was able to study mathematics and astronomy thanks to her father teaching her. So as she grew up, she was just as smart, if not possibly smarter than her father. And it was around 400 AD that Hypatia became one of the head teachers of the Platonist school that was founded by Plato and was able to teach mathematical and philosophical topics. And unfortunately, Hypatia died around March of 415 AD by a murder, but I will come back to it and go into depth with it because it has to do with some of the culture that was happening during her lifetime. So what I want to focus now is what is she known for particularly in mathematics. So in her time, Hypatia was a very popular lecturer and teacher at the Platonist School in Alexandria, and especially for her knowledge in mathematics. She would always like get a huge crowd forming whenever she comes to teaching or lecturing because so many people loved the way she taught and the philosophy around what she was saying. So it's very amazing that she got so much attention and popularity, considering that she was a woman, because in those times, women weren't really recognized for their knowledge. So, another thing about Hypatia that she is known for is she has helped in editing works from mathematicians such as Ptolemy, and she has also collaborated with her father Theon in making commentaries on mathematical works such as Ptolemy's Almagest and Euclid's Elements. However, they, as in the math historians, excuse me, she has also made her own commentaries of other works from other Greek mathematicians, such as Apollonius's geometric work of conics and Diophantus's Arithmetica, which is a math textbook on number theory. Another thing that Hypatia was known for is her written works, but unfortunately, those written works that were focused on mathematics and astronomy were lost, except for the titles of her works and some references of her working on it in the letters of Synesius, who was a bishop in Alexandria. So back to I'm gonna go back to why she was murdered and what has to do with culture. So why is she important then and now? So during Hypatia's lifetime, there was a political and religious turmoil going on in Egypt. Christianity was on the rise. There was conflicts between Christians and non-Christians. Non-Christians being like Jews and pagans who really didn't believe in God and mostly believed in spiritual and environmental kind of philosophy. Cyril, who was a Christian patriarch, had political conflicts with Orestes, who was a governor at Alexandria and a friend of Hypatia. Hypatia would often, another fun fact, would give advice to Orestes. And unfortunately for her being a friend with Orestes, Cyril had some prejudice towards her and kind of saw her as a target, which will lead to why she will get murdered. Um, Aside from that, I just want to pull away from that. Hypatia's lectures uh, made people feel comfortable in being together without conflict and sharing an interest in learning. So it was a great thing that Hypatia, her sharing her knowledge, was brought Jews and Christians and pagans and anybody else from different backgrounds and different places together because they share that interest in learning. Unfortunately, her death was caused by either Christian monks who supported Cyril that went to murder her, or from a Christian mob who brutally murdered her as she was on her way to the Platonist school to teach, which is very unfortunate. So, and another thing that's unfortunate about her death, which is it marked the end of Greek mathematical tradition in Alexandria. So, again, we recognize her and other women who have contributed in math who also deserve the spotlight. And today, some people view Hypatia as a symbol for feminists because of her knowledge and the amount of power she had as a scholar to influence on others with her teachings. So that wraps up my presentation, and I hope you all enjoy some little history on Hypatia of Alexandria.